Dukes of Weebdom!
Dukes of Weebdom!
Episode 71.
Excuse me. Great way to start it.
Yes. Welcome back. We're coming back strong.
Back in black. Back to the back, Samurai Jack.
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Men in Black.
Mm-hmm. That one didn't have back?
No, it didn't, but I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of stuck in there. Snuck its way in. So.
No JJK.
No, but I want to start with a rumor.
Oh.
But I want to preface that this is a rumor and it is speculation. There is not any confirmed stuff, which means it's probably not true. So I'm trying to curb all of your hype.
Uh-oh. Silk Song better not leave your lips.
No Game No Life Season 2 has come up in discussion today on my feeds and stuff. So I was like, interesting. So a lot of people, and so if it was just a person sharing it in like a meme channel or like just a new or whatever, but it was the actual channel holder that shared it. And again, it's just speculation because I guess Aniplex and Kodansha made an announcement that on August 2nd, which is, 2 weeks from now? Not even? A week and a half? Around there? Yeah, it says 22nd, so 2 weeks. They're going to be announcing a new project or an how did they word it? Something about like a much anticipated.
It's super weird that you say that because I think that same announcement led people I'm in social media circles with have a completely different conclusion based on the people that said it. And it was a Soul Eater reboot.
Which would be awesome. But then
to get your hopes up.
But then I also saw, do it. Do the Soul Eater reboot.
Both? Why not both?
Do the Brotherhood version of it, you know what I mean? Where it sticks to the manga, so you can have both. But then people were talking about something like it might be some ring arc of Sword Art Online or whatever.
Oh, please not that one. Anything but that one. Holy shit, please no. God, no. I would cry if we brought up these great ideas that they could be and then...
It's Sword Art Online.
Oh, God.
So I looked that up. I couldn't really find anything, but I guess back in April of this year, the author was like begging for a season 2 of No Game No Life. And it's like seeing all these things. And I was like, oh.
I gooned so hard to the first one. Please adapt my second book.
Here's the problem, though. Because it's going to be like, if No Game No Life does get a second season, the art style is going to be completely different. And I think that's what kind of makes the
well, I think they could just do it.
It's good, but like I love the visuals of No Game No Life. You know what I mean? The extra vibrant colors of it. Oh God, what'd you see?
I found that post from Aniplex and Kanakawa in the very second comment on here.
I said Kondacha, my bad.
The second comment is finally KaguraBachi.
No, I want KaguraBachi to have like 100 chapters in before.
I don't know about 100, but I do want them to have some time, yes.
No, I want 100 chapters plus before they start doing anything because I don't want to...
They're not alone!
My thing is, like, KaguraBachi's got... It's only, 20-something, or is it in the 30s?
No, they can adapt this in, 9 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, we need but then it's like, okay. So, you can adapt, something like 40 chapters in a season. Maybe a little less, depending on how they pace it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, the season ends. Now you have to wait for the manga for a full year to produce more before the production of the next season you come out. So you're going to look at, 3 to 4 years in between seasons instead of just waiting until it has a backlog. You know what I mean? So that while it's in production, it's getting further ahead in the manga. And then you get a season, then you wait 2 years. And 2 years is another 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Assuming he doesn't take breaks or, you know.
Which he hasn't yet.
Yeah, but also at the same time, no manga puts out with 52 chapters a year because of holiday breaks, you know, Golden Week and all that stuff. The magazine itself being taking a break for the week. Yeah. So I think it's probably somewhere around like 45 chapters a year, give or take. So I would want KaguraBachi to have a nice back. Because look at Sakamoto. Sakamoto's got 150. It's just now getting its anime. Elusive Samurai, which I didn't watch yet.
I also haven't watched. No worries.
150 plus chapters. That's just getting its anime. Undead Unlock 100 and something chapters, and that just recently got its first anime, but that got 2 cores. So I don't even know how far into the manga they went. That's 25 episodes, right?
What is it?
Undead Unlock?
Yes.
So that could
24 probably.
Yeah, so that could be upwards to maybe like 50 to 60 chapters right there, you know what I mean?
So, I know I looked it up because I was going to start reading Undead Unlock. Thank you, Google, for telling me your AI is unable to help me with this one. I didn't want it anyways. About 53 chapters.
No, so it's not that bad.
No.
So they can start working on this season 2 immediately, too, because of how much source material there is. You know what I mean? Whereas KaguraBachi...
Yeah, and Dandadan's at 162 now as it's getting its...
Yeah, so they're all well over 100. So fingers crossed for a Witch Watch anime.
There we go. Now it's moving. Yeah, Elusive Samurai's 165. I was looking for Sakamoto, but I don't know where it is in this.
Let's see if I can...
So I didn't want to open it up. I just wanted to see it in the new releases. There it is, 175. And KaguraBachi's at 42.
Yeah. Spy Family's only at 100, and it's already had 2 seasons and a movie, so I think that's the exception.
Well, the movie's probably not off of anything in the manga, to be
probably
fair.
Not. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but...
I haven't either. But it was like called Code White or something? Like.
Yeah, but that's honestly only because of lack of access.
Yeah, I absolutely would have watched it.
To the best of my knowledge, I don't think it's on Crunchyroll. Watch it had been on Crunchyroll this whole time.
Maybe they're just still waiting. 'Cause I know it had to have been recent.
It was somewhat recently. I mean, I feel like... Let's find out. When did the Spy Family movie... Oh, yeah, April 2024. So like 3-4 months ago. 3 months ago. So that thing hasn't even hit Blu-rays yet.
So you got some waiting to do.
For KaguraBachi? Yes.
Oh, I meant for Spy Family movie.
Oh, yes. That too. Yeah, waiting for it to come to a streaming platform near you.
Yo.
What? What you got?
Boom.
Oh, like Scalaball? Sitting on the beach with the fire?
And Soul playing piano.
Nice. I'd be so down for a fucking Soul Eater. But at the same time, finish Fire Force, please.
Oh, they're working on it. They've been very vocally working on it finally. I think they put out a trailer for the new season, which I think is going to be the last season.
I don't know how...
Which will be the perfect timing to reboot Soul Eater after.
Yeah.
When everyone shits their bricks for spoiler redacted.
Or redacted spoiler.
Or redacted spoiler.
Yeah, I mean...
And then when Shinra spoiler redacted spoilers.
And here I am Still not finished in season 2.
Big sad. Do it before all the redacted spoilers start coming.
Yeah, but I already know most of it. We've talked about it on here, I believe.
I saw a picture that kind of hinted at it. What is it, season 3?
Yes. Pretty sure there's only currently 2 seasons of Fire Force out.
What's that up there?
Oh, yeah. What do you see there? But wait a minute, that's a promotional key visual.
Promotional key visual for season 3.
Those
wild bastards.
Motherfuckers.
It's funny, I didn't look too hard, but I'm like, yeah, that's it back there. I just kind of moved on with my day.
It's almost as bad as One Piece openers.
Gotta make sure my partner doesn't see this picture.
I'll always tell people if they're only anime, whoever you are, if you mad lad, you brave soul, if you're an anime only One Piece watcher, don't watch the openings.
Yeah, don't.
They're fantastic, especially the newer ones. They've been putting a lot of work into One Piece, but they hold nothing back. They show like the whole, all of the key moments of the arc that are happening. That have happened because it's so closer to the manga. Yeah. So every key moment that has happened up to where the current manga is in the opening. And when they change or add stuff to the opening, like further into the arc, they add the more key details that were added in the manga. So you see it all in the opening. And you're like, yes. The only thing they didn't put in an opening was Gear 5.
I've been very adamant on my position on this podcast. I think the big 3 collectively has some of the worst openings of all time. Besides the banger Bleach ones. Which is like 1 through 4.
95% of One Piece openings are bad.
Like 98% of Naruto openings are bad.
But then there's also like 100 of them, so...
Yeah. Their batting average is probably still better than Naruto's.
The first one is good, because it's a classic. You can't hate on the 4 Kids.
Nope, that's the only one I like. It's the only one I've really listened to either. I haven't really listened to the One Piece openings.
All 4 Wano openings slap, and the Egghead opener slaps.
I just know up to where I watched, at least I didn't have any.
Yeah, they're all,
Yeah.
The original single first opening is good.
I just like the opening to start that formula, the beginning, the rising action. I like my stuff like that. When they start going outside of that, I feel like Naruto ones are just like chillin' songs most of the time.
Fighting a dreamers.
Yeah, beyond then, at least. I bet like going into like some of Shippuden stuff, it's just like, I don't know, loosey goosey chillin' songs.
I don't know a single one from Shippuden.
Can't think of one either. But I also I dropped it pretty fast after Shippuden, so. And then absorbed everything through you.
Yes.
And YouTube
Until
fights.
I dropped it.
Yes. No, it didn't stop there. I didn't
stop
stop absorbing it through you when you dropped it.
Oh yeah, absorbing my hatred or distaste maybe.
Because you dropped it right after the Mic Guy, right? Or did you come back for that?
The manga I dropped somewhere a little bit after that. The anime I dropped well before that, and I came back to watch the Mic Guy fight because it's fire in the manga and it's shit in the anime.
I dropped it at like Kakashi versus Daidara, so everything beyond that point I mostly know because of you.
Kakashi versus Kakuzu, you mean? Kakashi
no.
Fight Daidara. Unless you mean literally
I never I didn't
that's before Sakura and Sasori.
Okay, no, it's I think I just watched that on YouTube, to be honest.
It happens around the same time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just dropped it there. I absolutely wasn't watching it when Kakuzu and Hidan came into the story. I wasn't.
That had to have been when we were still in high school.
Oh yeah.
I was a freshman when Shippuden aired. I remember that. The first episode was banger.
It was a banger.
But then it's like
something about
the people that knew be like, oh, so you teased an event that's going to happen 100 episodes from now. So that's how far ahead that is when Naruto finally sees Sasuke again.
Yeah.
They show that in the first 2 episodes of Shippuden. That happens so far. That's like 3 arcs into Shippuden.
What really killed me was the fucking body double clone fight of Itachi and Kisame.
Naruto's so long, dude. I don't even know what you're talking about.
When they fought Itachi and Kisame, but they're like, no, these were just like 50% of our powers bodies that we formed into looking like us.
That's gotta be a filler.
No, it was way early in it. It's when Naruto gets genjutsu'd by Itachi's ring. Guy Squad fights Kisame for the first time ever.
Oh, yeah, but that's not shit. That's just straight up them.
No, that's Shippuden.
No, that's just them.
No, it's not.
It is.
Because they both die. And they're like, oh, that's not them.
I have no idea. Because what I'm thinking, when Naruto eats the bird?
Yes.
Yeah, that was just legit Itachi right there when he was... Because they don't actually fight Itachi. They fight Kasim. Kasim.
Kisame.
Thank you.
I am telling you, though,
Christ,
they're body doubles. I'm telling you, bro. It was the worst plot twist ever.
That would be.
They took them down there, and then they're like, nope, these are bodies formed into them.
Itachi. How do I Google this?
I also was trying to think of a way to Google this.
It's a video game. Naruto Arena Next Generation unlocking Itachi's body double. Yeah, I'm not getting nothing.
Ew, I got war arc stuff. Ew.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. That'd be such a long search to try and get the right key phrases to try and pick that up.
It really is, though.
But assuming you're right, that's fucking horrendous.
Like, these answers aren't even close. Because I'm using the word body double, it's like, Itachi was a double agent?
Yeah, I'm just getting stuff with... Oh, wait, right here. When Guy and his team fought Kasami and T7 and Shiroti, how is Guy over 6 keys?
Yep. By sacrificing a human, he could create a clone of Itachi and Kisame. They were controlled by their originals and possessed all their skills, but once the clones are defeated, the sacrifice dies. Those were nerfed versions that were made off of body doubles.
From Pain. And he never uses that again?
No, and we don't really get told how, I feel like. Was that in a data book? 30%.
See, that's just water clone jutsus in that image, but... Yeah, look, right here, he points to him. Oh, yeah, see, look, yeah, the...
Vindication! It was so fucking lame. It was slow and lame.
Very. Huh! As for Kisame, he just wanted to go fight my guy. Thanos, I don't even know who you are. Because I remember all that. I remember the I don't even know who you are from Guy. I remember the bird jutsu. I just don't remember these two.
Nope, they didn't generically retreat. Nope, they were people made to look like other people.
We were just talking about 30% power. And I'm just sitting here and being like, you're not going to talk about how terrible Fredden is in that?
Isn't it really dumb?
Kisame is among the 5 strongest Sakashi men. Bro, there's 10 of them. Shut the fuck up.
Congrats, you're at the top 50%.
Kisame is, like, super strong, though. But
He is.
because he's, like, called the tailless.
But he's so boring.
The tailless Jinchuriki or whatever. But yes, he is.
Ooh, water. Ooh.
Hey.
I'll never get over my sword doesn't cut. It shaves. It's cool.
Kakashi and Zabuza made it good. Man, that's just early 2000s animation. Just did it better.
It did. It's darker and grittier.
The darker, grittier, the hazing.
Again, I always bring it up. Original Full Metal versus Full Metal Brotherhood. I think the art direction in the original is like way better. It had that like more darker filter to it instead of all the bright poppy colors.
Yeah, but then like everything else in Brotherhood is just better. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. The early part's better in the original because they purposely rushed it in Brotherhood. Just because it was already covered. Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair. I'm not going to hold that one against them. And then certain fights I think are way better in the original. The first Scar versus Ed Mustang Armstrong.
Scar is just so much more of a menace than the original.
He looked better in the original. They made his head kind of blocky. Yeah.
Square.
But in the choreography even, there's some great moments in the original version of that. Ed versus Greed. Hands down. That original Ed versus Greed fight is probably, even though it's like 30 seconds, it's like probably my favorite cut of animation. Look at that.
Yeah, this version versus this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam.
Back to back. He just looks older.
Like, and musclier.
Looks like 15 years older.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like his...
It's still good. And I actually wouldn't even have a problem with it if I never saw the original. But I did see the original. See, actually, go up. The moment he breaks his arm in the original, I think is also great. You see all those bits coming off it, and you see the look on Ed's face. I actually just watched a review of the manga, and he actually quickly mentioned some cuts in the anime, too. And one thing in that moment, he goes to, like, lean back, but his arm's not there, so he tumbles over. It's just such a nice, like, little character moment. He's trying to crawl away from Scar, but he literally just lost his arm.
Yeah, Scar is such a menace. But
the story changes are all worse. I will absolutely admit that.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, I like the parallel world with the real world. I actually thought that system wasn't bad. It's just what the story did was bad. Dante sucked. Dante sucked so hard, you probably don't remember who they are.
I don't.
They're the main bad guy. That's an accurate picture.
This?
Yep. In original FMA, they're the person that taught teacher. But she also made the homunculi.
Does she fight anybody?
No. She dies in an elevator to gluttony. Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking...
Mm-hmm. But, again, to FMA's credit, though, the animation was always perfect. Envy has a beatdown with Edward in that theater room that is just so good. Super duper good. But that doesn't make up for the story problems. Like, what a shitty villain.
So anime doesn't really do this as much as like what Hollywood is doing with remakes and shit like that. But I feel like anime could do better with remaking old stuff. Because there's so much new stuff at the same time. Because like Hollywood's not putting anything new out; they're just putting out old rehashes of stuff. So it's just like everyone's like, "This is bullshit."
South Park calls it member berries.
But for the anime, because it's like the Rurouni Kenshin remake is fire.
Yeah, but the Shaman King remake was dull and boring.
The Bastards remake was fire. I didn't finish it though, but that's old.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a lot of context.
See, that's why I like it. The anime back.
Some should be, some shouldn't be touched again. Because when you say that to me, I'm like, oh no, don't touch Cowboy Bebop. Oh no, like don't touch fucking.
This is the remake.
Yes.
That looks like it's jumped right out of the late 90s, early 2000s.
More early 2000s.
It's just the whole artwork. I mean, it's just got that old school vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Still very bright, but yeah.
Yes, it's
drawing wise, yes. Color wise, no.
So this is the original.
Yeah, that's what I missed. The dingy. I like that dinginess.
Oh, hey.
And something we'll never get back. We'll never get back that dingy style.
Unfortunately, maybe somebody will do it.
I doubt it because I think it's more of what's the word for it? Limitations at the time.
Probably, which gives it that. Because you know what I would love to have, because I just can't do it. There's just zero.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what brought up this remake talk?
There's 0% chance.
This blasphemy.
I tried it years ago. I can't do it. I cannot go back and rewatch Gundam Wing.
Ooh, no, why? Ew.
It's so good. The story is so good. But dude, it's dated.
I would back to an old anime that I actually like, Outlaw Star.
Outlaw.
Because my partner watched it back in the day. Still has the DVDs, so we started watching it a little bit.
Oh wow!
Talk about 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Code Geass was made after this show, apparently.
Look at that.
This looks familiar, but I definitely haven't seen it. I mean, I've probably seen it around. Like, I've seen him. Like, I've probably seen toys of him.
Yeah.
Or have owned toys of him when I was a kid. Because the star on the arm right there and the red hair, this just is... His visual is...
kind of iconic, even without having seen it. I thought the same thing when I looked at it.
But I definitely... None of these images here are striking me anything other than... some pictures of him be like, I've seen him before. That's about it.
It's pretty good. It actually kind of holds up.
Because I loved Gundam Wing, dude, when I watched that back in the day. And I've seen it a few times. But never recently. I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago.
I'd be worried about Gundam starting to go down the path of remakes, because where does that end?
Yeah, I know, right?
They'll be stuck for a decade making remakes of all of their shit.
The last two Gundams were pretty solid. I just didn't finish either one of them.
See, I'm just not into Gundams. It's not even the mech things. I'm just not into Gundam. I almost finished Eureka 7. Almost.
I almost did a few times, but no.
I did see part of the last episode, and I don't know how the fuck it got there.
Gundam The Witch of Mercury is really good, actually. I finished season 1. Well, core 1 or whatever, but I just need to go back and finish it. And then Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yes.
I hear great things about, and it seemed alright, but like when I was watching it, the first like 5-ish episodes, the characters weren't grabbing me, you know what I mean? I wasn't like getting invested in I didn't care for any of the characters, so I didn't have a reason to keep watching. But on the flip side, The Witch of Mercury, I was getting into the characters, so I was like, I'll stick around. But then I don't remember what happened. Something happened at the time where I had stopped watching it for a little bit, and then usually if I stop watching something, it's real like on dead unlock. You know, long as since I've gone back and trying to watch more of it. You know, once I stop watching something, or Summertime Rendering, binge the fuck out of that 2 days straight. Watched all but 2 episodes. Still haven't watched those last 2 episodes.
I finished like 3 mecha, and I feel like I don't need to watch any more mechas in my life.
Code Geass.
Mm-hmm.
Are you counting Gurren Lagann?
Yeah. What? Are you not?
No. Gurren Lagann is Gurren Lagann.
They're robots fighting robots.
Gurren Lagann is Gurren Lagann.
It's mechs. It might have made it way better, but it's mechs.
It is, but like...
I think my last one's a stretch. I think I'm only remembering that it has mechs and it might not.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember.
Just tell me.
Alnoa Zero? Did that have mechs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I finished 3 mecha anime.
Didn't the dude his power was future sight or some shit right that? And Alnoa Zero wasn't.
No, he was just really smart at first, and then when he got shot at the end of season 1, he did get some sort of enhancement. I think it was like a cybernetic eye, though. So it's just...
I have one more that you should watch.
Uh-oh.
But it's not It's kind of mech, but it's more like spider mechs. 86. So good.
86 fans love their 86.
It is so good. So good.
Give it a shot.
That anime, no other anime fucked me up in recent years as much as that did. And I am so glad that it continued for a second season or whatever. I don't remember if it was just 1 or 2 seasons or if it was like a 1-2 core thing.
Yeah, they make it so confusing now.
I know. But either way, I'm so glad it continued for its full. There's still more story to tell. And it hasn't been. It's been a few years, but if it left over at the midway point, I would have been fucking devastated. It's good. You should watch it. I think
that made me think of Al Knows Heroes midpoint.
Does your partner care for mechs at all? I mean, the mechs aren't very like.
Kinda.
As in, he kinda hates them or
kinda likes them. Kinda. I think we're kind of at the same page here. He likes Zoids. I like Zoids.
See, so he's sitting in it right now, and that's like it's not.
Oh, there is a girl that looked like Esteth. I knew it.
Yes. Oh my god, let me just try typing in mech. Because it's not showing any. Yeah, see, they're like little spider mech things and they fight robots. So these aren't like massive. I mean, you can kind of see right there. They sit in this.
Yeah.
So it's like the size of a tank. It's not like Gundams that are fucking the size of buildings. You know what I mean? Some of the monsters they fight against are bigger. Like, you know what I mean? But, or not monsters, other machines, because they're fighting against another country that uses automated machines, but they have piloted machines. Oh, have you seen this one?
No. Was that Vivi?
No, Garagamanchia or whatever.
That one that always has water in the picture. Wow.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Gonchitas.
Garagantia.
Yeah, there's always water in it.
Yes, because there's.
I don't know, the main boy is really cute.
I saw when we went to Anime Boston that time. I saw a trailer from this.
And I swear I don't have a type.
You definitely do. And it's the main character of Garagantia. No, I saw a trailer for this when we were at Anime Boston, and I could not remember the anime name. Dude, I looked up the year Anime Boston we went to, videos, and found the trailer video that was shown there, and rewatched that video to then find this, to then go watch it. It's pretty good. It's just self-contained, 25-ish episodes, maybe, anime. It's not very long, I don't think.
Sounds long.
Sorry,
25 is long now.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Episode count here. Dun, dun, dun.
Verdurous.
Oh, 13 episodes.
Is that really a word?
Oh. And 2 OVAs.
Hey.
5 OVAs.
Oh, one of those is light novel too.
Yes, the original video. So 5 OVAs. So a total of 18 episodes. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's not something. I mean, if you're just like scrolling through shit and then you saw it there and you're like, you know what?
I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Click on it. Give it a shot. It's not something I'm like, you gotta watch this. It's groundbreaking. I would say that to 86. If you ever have the opportunity that you're like, I want to watch something right now, don't know what I should watch 86.
Absolutely.
It's really good. Great story. Great characters.
I better suffer through more JoJo's so I can get to the good part.
Why don't you just skip to the good part?
No.
Because what you're watching now doesn't have anything to do with the other parts. Each part is is separate, right?
No, I want to read them in order. Watch them in order. I wish I was reading them. I'd probably actually be getting somewhere if I was reading them.
You finished Baki?
Yes. I haven't watched the new crossover, though. There's Baki versus Kengan Asura now.
boxer with robot arms?
No, that's Megalobox.
Oh.
Kengan Astra is the Baki ripoff. It has like the same 3G CGI.
Super CGI though.
Way worse. Way worse looking. But we're gonna watch it because it's more Baki content. It has like our 3 favorite Baki characters: Baki, Jack, and Dopo. So, and it'll probably have Yujiro. I mean, you can't make Baki content without Yujiro in there.
True. Oh, making you fake dinner.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll be Baki.
Yeah. Well, if it's not real, oh,
dude, you know Key and Peele.
Yes.
So I was just YouTube shorts. I saw they had a skit. I don't know how old this is or whatever. If they saw the fucking Golden Kamuy scene or whatever.
No.
But they're at a crime scene and this guy walks in. He's like, "Hey, you can't be here. There's a crime scene." So she's like, the lady's like, "No, don't worry about it. This is Sergeant so and so. He's the best sex detective out there." And he starts. It's a sex murder, and he goes to a corner. He's like, "Oh, the hair." He just jerks off and ejaculates and has an epiphany about what happens, and it happens like 3 times. And
I beseech you to watch Golden Kamuy.
I really need to. Every scene I've seen,
so
I fucking
good.
Die laughing.
It's so fucking funny, but it's also so fucking good. Like, the plot's really good, and things that happen that I'm never gonna spoil are really good. And even just the base plot is dark. They're skinning prisoners to make a map of human flesh to find a treasure.
Jesus.
Yes, it's tattooed. The map is tattooed across prisoners' backs.
Is it Golden Kamuy or is it Baki, the dude that takes a bite out of a dog's face?
That's JoJo's.
Oh.
And he rips its entire face off with his mouth. That's the first episode of part 4.
Gross.
Yeah, that was an awful start. Araki hates dogs. Jonathan's dog is cremated alive. That dog has its face bitten off. Iggy dies in part 3. Sorry.
Is this the author you said?
Yeah, Araki hates dogs, it seems.
I should watch Golden Kamuy though because I need a good comedy. Because every time I watch Golden Kamuy's scenes, I'm always like very loudly laughing out loud. And I haven't done that since I haven't watched I've watched comedies that I'll chuckle to or whatever, but I haven't since Kaguya-sama.
Oof.
Season 1 of Kaguya-sama had me fucking rolling, dude.
And again, the plot's so good too. It'll catch you off guard, especially if you go in expecting a comedy. There's gonna be some moments that are gonna really.
Konosuba, I'm sure will do it to me too because I still haven't. It's there for me now.
Yeah.
My anime is so backed up right now though. I need to find some time.
I started watching a not anime, so now Dead Demons is gonna stack up, and Tower of God's gonna stack up.
Also, I've. Pour one out for the homies, bro. We lost another one. The Stepsister anime went there.
Nope, there it is. It always does.
It always does. Out of nowhere, too. She just comes in his room and just, takes off all her clothes and just gets on top of him. And he's like, "No. You're acting exactly like the women I don't like." But then she's the rest of the episode is in her POV talking to herself, in reading her diary or her writing her diary, and she just flat out says she's getting feelings for him. And I'm like, no! You were supposed to rise above.
You were supposed to be the chosen one.
But that was my own.
You were a brother to
me. You were a stepbro to me. And instead you said you were stuck.
Brutal.
But that's my own ignorance and hubris going into it, that all of the readers of the manga already previously knew that that's where this was going, and I should have known. It's where they all go. Mm-hmm. But I was huffing the copium, the hopium, and it went nowhere for me. Look where it's gotten me. Nothing. But, yeah.
Brutal.
I'm still gonna watch it though. Because that's who I am. With or without that. That Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian.
Yes.
That's good. That's doing good.
I was looking at the top charts for this, like the seasonal animes, like how they're doing or whatever, and it looked really sad to me. The chart itself. It was like all of these romances you're mentioning on like the top 4 slots, and then Fairy Tail, The 100 Years Quest in part 5.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sad season.
And Nier's out right
I don't even
now.
think Tower of God made that list.
Brutal. But that's because there's no like huge over the top hype action thing out right now that everyone's like, oh my god. Yeah, Oshinoko.
Well, Tower of God likes to be billed as that thing, but it's not quite
really
that
not
thing.
That thing. No, it's not.
There's too many rules to the floors to spend time having action.
I always forget on how long they take to explain rules. Of
That is
floors
the
in
worst
games.
part of Tower
It
of
is,
God.
by far.
You, sir, you need to get over the games thing. Some of these floors need to just be simple.
Yes.
Yes. As much as I gave it praise for how it ended, you're right. When I said I liked the VR floor, the VR arc of Tower of God.
Oh, yes.
When I said that, you gave me such a dumbfounded look the first time I said that, because you're like, what good part of that arc in your brain? I could see it. And you're right. It really was just the end with Jihad, because everything else was all that boring rules shit.
It really was. So that's why I was sitting there being like, and I thought that would be the one, because you usually hate kind of stuff like that. It's like
I do.
timey-wimey stuff, but it's not. It's like save data in
Yeah.
Matrix. Yeah, I thought you would hate it.
It is kind of an asshole, but I liked it in the moment.
Because I liked watching that, because I still want to know what happened, but I liked the Coon family head in the VR thing.
Yes.
But he's a fucking dickbag in the future. So I'm like, yo, what happened to him? What happened to all these people, really? Because
They all lost touch.
They all seemed down to earth. Jihad sound like he gives off like the VR one gives off like Luffy vibes, where he's just
protagonist vibes.
Yeah, he's just on a quest of adventure. But then
I don't think we've even seen him really.
we have once when he comes and destroys
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking thing. But then we hear what he does, and we're like, oh, much more of a dictator. Or
I think that's why I didn't mind it, is because I knew it's going to be so goddamn long till we like formally see him, like really see him.
you know what sucks too is that some good stuff is coming up in Tower of God, but it probably wouldn't be until season 3. Like,
Yeah,
because there's good
this
stuff.
This is going to be
happening
an ass season. No, I'm just going to say
it's a lot of talking and setup.
it's a lot of no stakes, because they're setting up how overpowered this jovial Grace guy is. This stranger. They're going to spend like 6 episodes minimum just hyping up him.
And then it still has to go through all the stuff of him helping his old teammates.
Through all these games and their rules.
And then they need to get on the train. And then the train happens, and then they get to where White is on the train.
Do they even get to the train? Don't they see Mizuno before they do the train? Because Mizuno's in a game.
Oh, on a floor, yeah.
Yeah, in one of the games, though. They're doing a
Yeah.
game, and he runs into Mizuno. I don't think we're getting on the train this season at all.
Probably
No.
not, no way. Because that's like way later. And
That is way later.
So many things.
Doesn't Coon confront Rachel before they ever get on the train?
No, I think it's during either the train or the arc after it with the Whites involved. Because White,
I didn't get
White
after
is
the
in
train.
the story for way too long. That's my biggest thing. Why is
I
White still a character where I am currently reading in season 3 of the webtoons?
This is what I mean. I haven't gone past the train arc. I watched the finale of how the train arc ends, and then I stopped reading.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
it's not after that moment.
Well, no, because that's right. Because the train arc really is like all of season 2 of the webtoon.
It's like
so
half
fucking...
of season 2 at least. Well, you can't say
yeah,
all, because
season 1
it's
is season 1
huge.
of the anime. Yeah,
it is huge.
The train is ginormously long. Yeah,
we go to
the train
the plane
goes to...
Enryu destroyed.
On the train, yeah.
Oh, is it on the train?
Yeah, we get off, we do that, and then we get back on the train. Or they use that...
I hate the train.
They use that floor to catch back up to the train.
Oh, no, I hate the train. I hate it so much. You know what, though? Oh, no, that's wrong. I was about to say at least the train doesn't have, like, a bunch of rules, but it fucking does. It has so many rules. Yes. And then the rules change as they get back on it, I feel like. They have to... They do the gay thing where it's like, okay, here's all those rules I laid out. Now here's how I have to edit them to make this work.
Oh, no.
I don't even know where my Webtoon app is anymore. Oh,
dude, I don't want to touch it because as soon as I do for the next 3 weeks, I'll just get notification after notification of updates.
I still do.
I haven't gotten one. Well, now that I'm speaking, the app's gonna come out of deep sleep and be like, "Yo, I heard you talking about me." Here's a notification from Unordinary that you stopped reading 3 years ago because you got tired of the bullshit drama.
Just let me in the damn app. Thank you.
That's another one, too.
Oh, God. Oh, it might remember where I am now. Maybe. Oh, yeah, it's always so hard to tell how many chapters of Tower of God there is because of the episode system. Oh, wait, no, here it is. 621.
Total chapters?
Total chapters. They are 204 into Season 3.
Jesus.
But I wanted to see, even though they're not descriptive at all, the pictures from Season 2 really quick.
How long is the train?
Thank you. Just get to the bottom of it.
Tower of God. 204 chapters, which is half of all of Tower of God chapters. The hell are...
Did the train bring them to the VR one?
Probably. Dude, they get on and off this train so many times. There are 20 sub-arcs in this one arc.
Because look at this. I've seen pictures of young Jihad here at 286 in Season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. Another one. Ask when they board the Hell train.
Alright, let's find out.
I want to know when this shit starts.
It's going to be super early.
Because now I'm seeing a picture of Mizuno, but I know it flashed to Mizuno at some point after, too. Because he, talks to Yuri or something.
111 of season 2.
Of Season 2?
Of Season 2, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, I told you, it's just 204 chapters or something.
Okay. So it seems like it's after Rachel gets the stingray. Or whatever the fuck it is. I
thought she got that at the end of the train arc somewhere.
No, because this is the leader dude, isn't it? I swear she had it when she had that confrontation with Kun.
Yeah, because... Oh, yeah, doesn't it just protect her? I'm sorry,
yeah.
I just, stole your phone, but...
It's okay. Because I also saw the other Fug Slayer in the chapters below the Hell arc.
The problem with binging is you forget so many of the smaller details, because I only
some of the problem with Tower of God is there's too many smaller details. How am I supposed to remember these events? I'm also cramming billions of rules into my head.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to scroll through the stuff before it, and none of these... Oh, here's Malzeno, episode 33 of Season 2. So we'll definitely see that in the anime.
Yeah, I saw Mizuno higher up, too.
Well, yeah, because he fights that mummy dude with one pinky.
Oh, the Fug Slayer. Yeah. I forgot his name.
Same. That's the thing that I also hate that Tower Guard always does. They keep turning enemies into allies because he turns into an ally to help rescue the in where I currently am, rescue the dude that trained him.
First of all, we're definitely not going to hit the train arc at all.
No, 100% no way.
Doesn't matter how big it is, we're not going to make it.
I didn't know it was that deep into it.
Because we got this first game where he helps him through, probably one more game, and then the game where his whole party finds him. And the game in between is going to be the Mizuno one. So it's going to be the game he gets them through and carries them, meeting Mizuno, that city challenge, which is where they see Bam again for the first time. It's like a big city.
Yeah, because he goes out at night to try and save is it Kun or Androzy or one of them?
Yes.
No, it's not Androzy because he meets her again back at the hotel.
And there's some sort of engineer guy in the city that has a plot line too.
Yes.
It's too much.
It's
too much. And that's when they see Bam again and shit gets really rolling again. That's also where Dan gets his leg stabbed. Poor Dan. And that's probably where the season's going to end.
Just to reiterate everyone's hatred for Rachel again.
Yeah. And then will be the Hell Train arc and the VR arc with the Enryu arc and the... and White. So much White. So much white.
Oh my god, White is just everywhere.
Somewhere in all of this, he gets the Thorn, because the Thorn's such a big plot point for a while.
It is, yes. I think he has 2 Thorns now, or maybe even 3.
It's the thing of enjoying the moment, but every time I look back at Tower of the God, I'm like, why? But in the moment, I'm like, this is lit.
Yeah.
And then there's certain moments I look back on and I was like, that was lit. Anything Kun does. Lit.
I do like Kun. And I like the samurai dude.
Yes.
But he does nothing through the entire series. His character design is cool, but he gets overshadowed by...
I almost thought I would be able to pull his name out my ass.
Oh, Rack. I like Rack, too.
Yes, but he also gets sidelined way too much.
Yes.
It's the Bam show.
It is 100% the Bam show. And the Kun glazing him from behind.
My son.
Kun wants that so hard. I'm so invested in Tower of God at the point that obviously I'm not reading it, but I will finish it at some point just to see Rachel get what's coming to her.
Watch her make it to the top and see the stars.
We're flying to Korea, bro. We're finding this SIU. I think is their
pen name
or SUI.
Yes, SIU. You had it right the first time. See, that's the thing. I keep scrolling through sometimes every once in a while.
What'd you just see?
I was going to say, every time I scroll through the newer season, there's just a whole bunch of shit that I don't recognize and don't give a shit about most of the time.
But now you recognize and give a shit about something?
I sure did, man. I sure did.
Show me. Maybe it'll get me to read it.
The very top thumbnail picture, right after I was talking about him.
Fuck, Rack. Yo.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, it is.
But I also saw that masked guy, not too much more below that.
This guy?
No, the fucking Fug Slayer guy.
Oh, hey, man, Xeno's back. He's around because I know he's. Oh yeah, this guy because I know he's part of the arc.
There's too many characters. Start killing some fucking characters, please. Please, I'm begging you. We haven't even met all the. The problem is there's an implicit.
Ew, Rachel.
There's an implicit promise that we're going to keep getting more characters because there's all the house leaders and all the princesses and all the other family members of these great houses.
Well, the arc I'm in right now, by the end of it, one of the houses are probably going to be gone bye-byes.
If they can destroy him. I mean, they hype up these like clan leaders as gods.
Yeah, well, the amount of people that Bam, because Bam is such the sideline right now. He's just there, but like the amount of people that he has on his side right now are far more stacked than.
Is this gonna be a Paul Atreides? Is he gonna become a house leader?
So much so that the dude pulled the game out of his ass with the administrator so that they couldn't rush him because he knew he would lose.
That's again. I hate these fucking floors. I really do.
I will have to reread season 3 entirely to fucking remember what's going on, and I think I'm like 90 chapters in.
Every floor having an administrator kills me inside. Not only do we have rules, but we have a guy that sets and changes the rules on every fucking floor.
What's the other thing too? Because they have an administrator, which is normally the big monster thing. That's native.
The thing Enryu killed.
Yeah, but then they have the other one, the floor guardian or whatever, the person that's...
Something, yeah.
Because the blonde dude is the one from floor 1. And then each one has, like, not an administrator.
Which blonde dude? The one that we like or the one that we don't like?
Well, I like both of them, but you just don't know that you like the other one yet.
I mean, no, I've seen him in the End of the Hell arc. He's still a little conniving bitchhole. I like him, but he's a conniving bitchhole. One of them reminds me of a kitsune. One of them reminds me of an otter.
Well, either way, both of them are like test examiners. But
yes,
that's the first one. But like
the one that was in with Fug or the one that was out of Fug?
Well, I'm talking about the one that was in with them at the end.
Okay.
The dude, the long blonde hair dude, the one with the blue
kind of
shirt.
puts it up.
Tower of God blonde dude.
Is it Liron?
No.
Then it's the other one, the Fug one, the one that manipulated Bam into Fug.
Yes. Blind dude. I think it's him. Oh,
no, it's not. That's Wagner.
Yes.
But Lororo is the one they said reminds you of an otter. Whereas that's the fox one.
Yes, him.
Very like fox.
It's the VR, the younger version of him. Then that was cool.
Yu Han Sung.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's also at the end of the train arc. He's there, and he does stuff in Bam's favor there.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because like Fung's now just like on Bam's side now, so it's weird. Fung really just kind of like lost.
Well, he wasn't against Bam. He was just with Fug. You don't need to explain to me that Karaka and Wagner are Jihad's kids. It's telegraphed a billion years away down. Right there. Tower of God lore explained. Karaka the Slayer. Up. There. Yeah. You don't need to explain to me that that's Jihad's children right there. Probably. I'm not stupid. They have a ring with his emblem on it.
Jihad just be fucking mad people. But at the same time, all of the princesses are like more like hostages princesses, like adopted things from other families, kind of just like keep them in line type deal, I think, or something. I don't really understand the princess lore of Tower of God.
I don't understand most of the lore of Tower of God.
Same.
It's too much lore. It's too much.
But that's kind of why I like it, because it's always like
I like it, but at the same time, I just feel in my soul with every bit of information I get that this is not going to get all tied together.
No. Because it's like...
There is no completion to this puzzle.
Not anytime soon.
No, ever. Ever. There's no way he could spin all these plates. I don't believe it. I think he's probably already dropping some and we just forget.
I'm sure.
There's too many rules to make on the fly for this man to be consistent.
You know, keeping with the webtoons, I saw some of they're making a sequel to Solo Leveling, and I'm just sitting here, but like, why? Because the author of Solo Leveling passed away. So why would you do that?
Just leave it be, please.
It's
not such a groundbreaking idea that we need more of it at the expense of this author anyways.
Because it's like I haven't finished it. Because again, another thing with me binging the shit out of something and then just stopping. I read Mad Tower of God, like 130 chapters in a week. And then just stopped reading more of it. I still have the internet tab open for it, but from what I understand, the end of the story it wraps up. You know what I mean?
They definitely fucking don't. The world doesn't need more solo leveling at the expense of it.
Agreed. That's what the thing is, though. With today's age, it's like if something's good, you gotta milk it to shit.
You gotta make more money until you stop liking it. Star Wars.
I was literally just gonna say
Star Wars.
I've been hearing stuff that like the Acolyte is just like decimating canon right now.
Yeah, I really wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to take anyone's opinion on the internet as godsend. A lot of the people that complained about it, I don't respect, and a lot of people that are hyping it up, I don't respect. So I was like, let me do a little watch-alongs. Yeah, it's pretty shit, man. It's pretty bad.
I heard that before it was coming out, that they said that because they're doing High Republic era type shit or whatever, they wanted to make the lightsaber combat as good as the Duel of Fates, which is Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Maul.
Oh.
And I'm like, bro, I haven't seen a single...
They've been trying that ever since, and they haven't succeeded.
Everyone shits on the Phantom Menace.
I think the closest...
For good reason. But that ending...
Yes.
That's like one of the best fights
that fooled an
Wars.
entire generation that this was going to be great. Which it is. I like the prequels. I do. I like them more than the originals, as blasphemous as that is to say. I have so much trouble rewatching the originals.
I don't, but it's probably because I watched them so many times while younger, so it's like, it wasn't like I watched them one and done and then had to go back to something super old. It's just that like quality has always been with me, so it's not like I'm coming back to it and looking at it as bad. You know what I mean?
I watched it with my dad, but I don't remember if I watched the originals before the Phantom Menace or after the Phantom Menace. But either way, when I look back at like,
because I saw the Phantom Menace in theaters,
same,
with my family, and so the Phantom Menace, most of it's trash. The Metachlorians, I agree, is just a terrible addition. Why'd you have to do that? And
it's so stupid.
It's just so much politics, which I get what he's doing because he needs to set that up for what's gonna happen with the Clone Wars and the Revenge of the Sith. But you could have done it in a more entertaining way.
The actual broad strokes, like on paper, the politics is good. Like it holds up, like why these things need to happen, why these civilizations feel this way, how that affected the Senate and shit. Just but the way it was told to us on the screen was boring.
Yes. And then the Clone Wars, I like the movie, The Clone Wars, but there's bad dialogue in it. I hate sand. They look weird. That's the Obi-Wan that I like the least.
Is that big beard Obi-Wan and big hair Obi-Wan?
Yeah, the long, like, lush, perfect hair Obi-Wan. But then Revenge of the Sith, man, that movie is fucking...
That's the best one!
Fire. That whole movie, start to finish, is fire.
It really is. It is. I think the problem with the Clone Wars specifically is I don't think they actually properly communicate how big some of the moments are. Like finding the droid factory. It felt like an insignificant little side thing when that's actually pretty fucking huge.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing too, is because if you really want to get the story of the Clone Wars, watch the Clone Wars animated series. Because that shit also fire. Did you watch the new season, the final season that they came back and redid?
No, I don't think I did.
So good, dude. They get all of the original voice actors back for it.
Nice.
6 episodes long, and each one's only like 20 minutes. So good. It's on Disney Plus. So
I will
definitely check it out sometime.
That is my cheapest streaming service.
It shows what Ahsoka was doing during Order 66.
Yes, I heard that was the big reason they wanted it too, is because they did all of that work expanding Order 66, and they didn't actually even get to show it happen.
Yeah, because that's where it was planned to start, or it was supposed to lead all the way up to the beginning of Revenge of the Sixth.
Did they ever crush Grievous's lungs in that Clone Wars series?
It's the first old school one, the 30-second clips. It shows Mace Windu do it.
I know, but I was wondering if this series did it, because it kind of chronicled that same time without actually showing it happen to Grievous. Because that's a different animator that did the 30-second ones. That's the Samurai Jack guy.
Yeah. No, they left it as that Mace Windu. But
that's fine, because I was really sick in that one.
Yeah, I actually really like that one. The animation in that's pretty fucking good.
I'll always remember that episode specifically, too.
Mace Windu goes fucking ferocious in that fucking episode. He's taking droids by
the fucking
hundreds.
And like the sand waves coming off of it.
Fire. I remember that shit when I was like, oh my god, so good. And then I like too, because people always say it too, they had to make sure that in all of the Clone Wars animated series, things had to land perfectly where the Anakin never met Grievous because of what he says to him in the third movie.
See, look how carefully they danced around the canon.
And expanded it in good ways.
There's just some really dumb shit.
They made it so that your fucking lightsaber... Okay, this is just...
Are you doing the lightsaber turn red? Are we doing that now?
I only saw a picture of it, and someone commented about it. And they're like, I guess feelings make your saber turn red. And like the tip of it was still blue, and it looked like it was bleeding forward. I was like, you got rid of the most badass way to turn a lightsaber red for feelings? Like bleeding the Kyber crystal?
Oh, she did that too, though, to be fair.
Oh, she did?
Okay. I thought bleeding it was stupid too, personally, but She was doing it. The housing was a little open, and she had the crystal directly jamming into her hand and bleeding into it.
Okay, so
that's what it looked like to me. To be fair, I also saw an image of that.
It wasn't even an original bleed in it. Isn't actually like
it's an expanded canon thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not literally bleeding into it. It's
yeah, like she's literally bleeding
into it. It's the Kyber crystal itself bleeding, not you. You're like putting all your hatred and energy into it. It's just the term they use to bleed.
Well, it was. I don't know how it was working, but there was bleeding in the crystal. I'm looking it up right now too.
Oh, me too.
I looked at Acolyte Saber Bleed, and it was like Saber Bleed build. So maybe I can get that same close up, but it's not. I'm getting all the far away shots of it. Oh wait.
Right here. In a way, when a Jedi turns to the dark side, they typically use the same lightsaber hilt and crystal, but they remove the crystal and corrupt it with the power of the dark side. This damages the crystal, and it starts to bleed force energy. See, it's bleeding force, not bleeding, causing it to turn red. A red blade comes from a damaged and corrupted crystal. It's possible for a Sith to use the original lightsaber's color, but most decide to use red blade as it causes their enemies to fear them more. So that's the expanded.
So they do have to touch the crystal to do it, though. Yeah, at least take it out.
Yeah, taking it out and fucking.
So to be fair, she was doing that with the crystal.
Okay. But I guess Yoda. They showed.
There's
Yoda
a lot of
at
really
the end of
other
one of the
stupid
episodes
things,
too. And
yeah,
why
recently.
They had a Jedi in there. Fucking that's in this. One of the cool ones that got fucking done dirty. The
Kaid-Mundi?
Yeah.
Tall, the one that specifically says the Sith haven't been seen for X amount of years.
Yeah, and he's
in it. Like
and first off, how are you in it? You're not. So you're telling, because this is like 400 years before, so he's just casually 500 years old.
Well, he's an alien, yeah. I mean, Yoda's mad old, too.
True, but Yoda's been stated. I didn't know if Kaid-Mundi has been said to be that old. I don't know if they're just like, well, we need some faces, so let's put faces.
What a horrible one. I would pick Plo Koon for days, bruh. Plo Koon over Kaid-Mundi any day.
Or what's the other one? The
Atla Secura?
No, the green...
Kit Fisto?
Kit Fisto, yeah. He got done dirty too.
But yeah, it reeks of incompetent writing to me to be caught in like, oh, the Jedi have seen the Sith in that time, and that guy said they have not seen them. Well, what if we put that guy in our time period too? No, like you could have ran around it. Why are you making it worse?
Because I saw somebody say that someone made a short about it, and like my husband said this or whatever, and he's like. They were watching a scene, and he's like, well, everyone in this room has to die by the end of this, is going to die by the end of this series. And she was like, why? And it's like, well, the Jedi haven't seen a Sith in 1,000 years. 6 Jedi just saw a Sith, which means all of those Jedi need to die in order for Jedi not to have seen Sith. But then the whole thing, the first episode, a Jedi Master gets killed by a regular-ass throwing knife.
I believe it if they didn't see it coming.
Yeah, but then fucking Jedi in the fucking new movies get stabbed with lightsabers and they're just
That's fine. The part that makes it wild. But I'm just saying, like, you catch anyone off guard. Not everyone has lightsabers.
Yeah, but this knife was like this big, dude.
Still.
It wasn't like, it's not like a what you're thinking of, like a typical throwing, like no. It's a small blade.
I'm just saying, though. I just remember when the Mandalorians were using slug shots instead, so that their fire wouldn't be deflected. That's which just hot metal.
Which makes perfect sense, though, I know. Because a lightsaber is just concentrated light or plasma or whatever. And if you block a physical sense, even if you melted it, the melted material is just going to go through it and hit you. Yep. So it's way better to use a gun than a blaster against a Jedi. Because they're going to try... First off, blaster bullets are way fucking slower than a fucking bullet.
Yeah.
Good luck with the reaction speed deflecting a bullet. And second off, you do is shrapnel's just still going to hit your face.
My bigger thing is the Immaculate Conception bullshit.
Immaculate Conception?
Yes, there's witches that birthed someone using the Force.
That's kind of what Sidious and
it is.
Plagueis did for Anakin.
But they made it like a big deal.
Yeah, because that's the like, I don't know if Disney changed that, but that's the George Lucas canon of how
I don't think they
Anakin's
can
born.
change that when it's in the movies. I think that's the off limits for even them to try to touch.
Well, Shmi just says that there was no father. They don't really expand and straight up say that Pelagius and Sidious.
Oh yeah, that part being unofficial, but yeah. I think they're trying to write it, from what I hear, towards the end, as this is how Pelagius found out a way to do it.
So that's how the accepted. I don't know if it's legit canon, but that's what I accept of how Padme died.
That's the only one thing that makes fucking sense.
Is that Sidious siphoned her energy into Vader.
Especially with the high-class medical droids there being like, she was fine, but she just kind of gave up.
Yeah. And that just doesn't happen.
It's very fishy.
Yeah. She just lost the will to
If
live.
she was going to lose it to childbirth, there's other ways to write it to childbirth. It was a very fishy way to write it.
And fishy way to say it. You could have just said, there was...
complications, we were losing her.
Too much blood loss.
No, she was fine, and then she wasn't.
Because, I mean, there's certain things that can happen in childbirth that I'm not sure how advanced the medical terminology is, but if there's certain internal bleeding or hyper trauma to some kind of canal when two twins are being born or something like that, some stuff can happen in childbirth that's like, how do you fix that? You know what I mean?
But that's not how it was portrayed. It was her losing her life, like her will to live.
Yes, exactly.
But overall, I think the worst part of all of it is it just kind of looks like shit. Some of the fights just kind of look kind of shitty.
Choreography is just bad.
It just looks really bad.
Which sucks too. It's like, how much money are you putting into this, and how much budget do you have that you can't make a sword fight look good?
And they can too. Like,
I did actually see something.
Everyone praises the throne room fight. Like,
with what?
Last Jedi.
I actually didn't like it.
You didn't like the throne room fight? I didn't watch it, so.
There's
Kylo versus her in the first of the new trilogy was good too, though.
Well, that makes sense. I dig that one because she is completely and utterly unexperienced, and he's fucked from that blaster shot to the stomach.
Yes.
So they look
and enraged too. Like you can tell him from the way he's swinging. He's like, and she's kind of like a more sound mind. In that
she's
moment.
just she's panicking. So she's just trying to block, and he's just swinging for the trees to try and hit her. He's not trying
to be all fancy.
Yeah, he's.
But it was filmed good. Again, that's the most important part. Is it looked good.
But then, so my problem with all of it is because the second movie is like 3 days to a week after the first movie. Not even, because it's literally it's 3 seconds. Because
isn't it right in that moment?
It literally, the moment it ends, you know what I mean? And then when they fight in the throne room, it's like 2 days. And then the next movie is like at most a week later, and all of a sudden she's like this master. It's like, so you went Master Jedi in like 2 days? No. But anyway, I saw a scene today that explained something very well. They said the trade-off is that we have very hyper-realistic looking lightsabers right now. So the prop they use is full plastic light-up sabers, which then they can digitally manipulate easier. But the things they used in the prequels was just a thin piece of long plastic that was significantly lighter. So all of the stunt doubles and actors and everything that you could move the sabers around faster. So that was like kind of an excuse they gave. But I'm like, if that's the case, just use that better.
You could make something better.
Disney can make it work. The visuals aren't the problem.
The weight of the saber is definitely not the problem. You had those motherfuckers on strings flipping and shit. You're telling me the weight of the saber was the biggest problem?
It's just something that they said that's when I was like, okay, maybe. But at the same time, then just use the old ones.
Just get a long piece of plastic again.
There's no way with post-production you can't make a lightsaber look good. You know what I mean? But whatever. Star Wars has so many problems.
Too many to diagnose.
But enough about Star Wars. Let's actually get on.
My grapes are infinite.
They are quite large. Let's get on some actual manga.
Let's get on the good stuff.
What you got? What do you want to speak about first?
Not Spy Family, because I didn't read it.
No. There's actually a good chapter, too.
I bet.
Flashback's over.
Oh, good. Did it like end halfway through here? Like,
There's like three of this. The last like third of this current chapter is in the current time.
okay. I was hoping there's at least a little more flashback.
Oh yeah, no. There's still some more stuff.
Good.
But next chapter we will move on to other things. Next, whatever.
I was thinking, God, that Chainsaw Man's coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
sorry.
Yes. I did that the other day too.
At first I was thinking Fujimoto, but I did also like switch over to God a little bit there and be like, thank you too.
For real, I would cry if the. Well, no, because we didn't have one last week. So
we did it. We need one. And we didn't have JJK this week. I can't have a week without both JJK and Chainsaw Man.
True.
It'll just stop existing.
Well, you gotta complain about something.
So I know, I do. Yeah. I need my
exposition.
No, it's like my angel and my Satan over my shoulders. Since Fujimoto somehow the angel in this scenario.
Lately, anyway, yeah.
Yes.
There's some weird stretches in there.
I think the only time getting past that in real time chapters, at least, not like looking back at whole series, is the Yuta's fight arc. I don't know what was happening in Chainsaw Man at the same time, but I bet it was better. I mean, I bet Yuta was better.
Gojo versus Sukuna was hyped though.
It was.
That was hype.
I bet that would have also been better as a binge than reading it weekly like we were.
No, I love the fact that I was there for that in the moment and hearing all the discourse.
True. I also do love cliffhangers. I think cliffhangers add a lot of value. Mm-hmm. Sadly, Gege also loves cliffhangers and hates the beginning of his chapters, so...
Always ruins his own cliffhangers. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yuta coming up as Gojo for a chapter and a half.
Maybe I can make a video about that and just hate farm, because I know it'll just generate so much hate. It's such a fucking bad fandom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on to the stuff I read.
What did you read?
Everything else, I think.
Kaiju,
Astro Baby, KaguraBachi, Dandadan.
Yes.
I think that's everything, right?
I believe so. I mean, I read everything, so.
Yeah, well, Strawberries in 3 days, so. Goku Rakugai in less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's everything. I might continue reading, so there's nothing there, so.
Yeah, I haven't read anything else. So yeah, those 4.
Well, I guess we'll just jump into KaguraBachi then.
Hey, it's what I clicked.
So.
Because it's fire, always.
It was. Let me get to the chapter.
Number 42.
Girl whose name I can never remember.
I know, I keep remembering it wrong, so you know what? Let me actually just go look it up really quick, because...
Flamebone Girl.
Yeah, I should know their name.
Hayuki?
Yep, Hiyuki. Because I also got mad respect for her. Kind of started growing even more this chapter, like reflecting back on... and just how she acts.
Totally played Killer Chihiro, though.
Yes. But though I bet that changes this fight, especially the way Chihiro says towards the end, not a single one, as in not a single one dies today. I bet that's the stuff of changing. God, how did I? Hiyuki's mind.
I love how it's flashing to the dude again. So he's definitely...
Yes, it flashed to that same dead pose over and over again too. In the same, it's not even zooming in on him or anything. It's just flashing that.
And he says something too.
Yeah, get out of my head somewhere in here.
Yes, where is it?
Notice, and someone said this on Twitter. Notice when given the chance, Hokozuna gives us Chihiro's butt to camera and not Hiyuki's. Just worth noting. Yeah. Great spread, though.
Yes. And yeah, like you said, it's the exact same shot of him, too, every time. Forward shot, because it's at least twice in this chapter.
It doesn't look like it's getting closer or further away. It's just boom.
But the whole trying to kill Chihiro is just a moot point with Mr. Shiba just standing right there, because he can just
I mean,
teleport away.
He literally has the best squad ever for defense.
Yes.
That is godly.
What I don't get is how Hiyuki doesn't know Mr. Shiba, but Mr. Shiba seems to be involved with Kaminami because other Kaminami members know who he is.
From what I gather, I think he's ex-Kaminami.
Yeah, but you would still think that, people would know who he is. They should, if he's ex-Kaminami, they should have some kind of this guy could potentially be dangerous, like a PTA or PSA about
Okay, I was like, what? Parent-teacher assembly?
Yeah, PSA of being like, hey, this is a person of interest.
Hiyuki does look very young.
She does, yes. About the same age and maybe a little older than Chihiro. Probably I'd say she's probably because Chihiro's what, the 17-ish?
I think 19.
Oh, because I was going to put her at 19, so maybe she's 20, 21.
I heard it on Twitter, so I really want to actually back that up.
I'm sure there's some kind of info online about it. I 18. Love the teardrop that's coming out of her eye when she's falling.
Yes. Gathering out, towards the top.
Yes,
because she's falling. And he's so cinematic. It's just like Fujimoto, where it's like he's drawing to storyboard a movie.
You know who did that really well? We'll get to it, but the Zuma panel with his brother.
Which makes total sense because Tatsu worked with Fujimoto.
Yeah.
Or Yukinobu. I never know which I'm supposed to say.
Tatsu or Yukimoto?
For everyone.
Yeah. Oh.
So because of the way in America we flipped them.
Yes.
I wish they would just keep it the same order, but say the one for, I don't know. It confuses me. I'm stupid.
Just say their full name, fuck it.
Right?
Other than Gege and Fujimoto, because everyone knows those. Because we're still saying Oda, even though it's Echiro Oda, not Oda Echiro.
Yeah. That's why I'm like...
So Oda would be, you'd assume his given name and his family name being Echiro, right?
I would think so.
Based on how you...
Because you're supposed to call them by their family name.
First.
Yes, unless you're really, really close. But again, because of that difference in culture, sometimes they flip the names in English stuff, translations and things. Which leads to them saying different names in certain adaptations. Sometimes what they'll say in the subtitled one will be different than what they say in the dubbed one, which is so cringe sometimes.
One Piece is on break next week, I think. Oh wait, no, is it? It's not. It doesn't say break at the end of the episode chapter, but there's no 7 days or anything to the next chapter. Oda went wild with his color page spread this week though.
I saw the thing of him drawing it on Twitter. Yeah. It's really funny because it showed him sketching it and drawing it. And he had a completely different idea at first. And then you see him wipe it all away to start drawing Nami.
I'll have to look that up. I didn't see that.
It was so funny. But back to the chapter.
Yes, right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, the B&S. Fucking storehouse crumbling, back to the real world for the awesome double page spread. And then it just kind of starts going to shit.
This dude is like really holding out, the dude with the Shinichi right now.
Yes, Kiora.
He's like, the fact that the dude's still standing right now is like, and it seems more that the Shinichi is the one that's really fucking him up more, because he's not taking direct attacks from the others. He seems to be.
He hasn't even been hit. Yeah. But the moment the sword starts touching the ground too, it starts spreading like a field of death. I wonder if that's just like passively from it just touching the ground like that. Because he's not doing anything. He's not saying anything. He's just doing it.
So, the more I keep reading this, the more I seem to think that the true owner is getting this sword back.
Probably.
Because it's just way too suspicious the way they keep showing him. And the way he said the name first.
He's very ominous.
And that he's in like kind of infiltrating this dude's mind.
What do you think are the chances he's trying to kill him? Just like kill him because he knows how bad the Shinichi is. It's like, oh, someone's holding that blade?
Could be trying to do it. Because, I mean, you don't want to make the Hasatsu, what are they called again? The
Hishaku?
Yeah.
The bad guys?
You don't want to make them the only bad guys, you know what I mean? You
True.
have to try and set up something how it would be, especially with what they've been setting up this whole series, the season, that seems likely that, like you said, that leader's gonna somehow try and let the Kaminami have it, or someone get it, and then him just swoop in and steal it from them.
And all this is data they're collecting on it, too.
But then what's stopping this dude from doing the same thing to him? Because you're right. I mean, they're right. Maybe you can grab it and use it because it's so strong that it's
a force of nature.
That you can still somewhat use it, but he obviously has influence over it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this Hisaku guy's obviously a better, more trained sorcerer than
everybody.
Koya, Kiora.
Yes.
So maybe it wouldn't affect him in the same way, but I don't know.
I think they're going to try to take it and kill that guy. But that guy does look so ominous.
He just doesn't seem like we know.
He looks like Toji. And Toji's cold as fuck.
This is all speculation, but he just doesn't seem like a dude that is just going to get rolled over. You know what I mean?
No. He looked really badass when he said that one word.
Yes.
He looks like Toji, Benimaru. I have more badasses that we can roll into this sushi. Like,
it just, again, there's no way whatever happens. I've been saying it the whole arc. There's no way whatever happens by the end of the series that the Shinichi is just storyboard. It's the strongest one. If you take it out of the books now, it just feels like the rest are just lesser than what we did now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that needs to be saved almost for last, kind of?
Or at least later.
Yeah.
Because some of them could still be hacksy, but not the same kind of destructive AoE force that Shinichi is.
There were 6 or 7 of them, and then Enten's
I think Enten's the 7th, yeah.
Okay, so there's 6 of them. So there's 4 more that we don't know, because we saw Cloud Gadger, and it's gone now. It crumbled in Chihira's hands. Shinichi, and then 4 others. And then Enten.
Yes.
But Enten is separate from the
And one of these is going to be fire.
1 gazillion billion %.
Yeah, there's no way it won't be.
There was a lightning one.
One's lightning, water. No, yeah, lightning, ice, and water.
Did they have water? I thought it was just. Well, I mean, typically if you got ice powers, you also got water powers.
I swore there was water in that fight.
Well, I mean, even Chihiro's is fish-based, which is kind of watery, and he's like...
No, I meant like when the Kamuy squad fought Sojo. Yeah. I swore they used water. Somebody used water in that fight. I thought it was
them using water against him.
And then he used the ice to freeze it.
Yeah, because they were also being like, yo, should probably not use water against lightning.
Yeah, I was about to say, I swore it was him. I think he spreads the water to make the lightning faster. There was some gay in there.
Yeah. We'll see. But this is definitely 100% one of the other 4 fire-based.
Fire, yeah.
100%. It's got to be. But then maybe not, because they got the flame bone thing here, but maybe they don't want to double up. But
that's cute.
Meet Ryujin Jaka.
Brutal. I was trying to think of a cool name.
Yeah, no. Good stuff.
But yeah, Chihiro diving into the storehouse as it's crumbling from existence to save the last few people.
This should only be the girl, right? Who else is it?
I didn't see anybody else, but they talked like there was more than one person.
It could just be her. Maybe
that shot, though. When my phone loads it.
The last panel. Yeah. When he's reaching out.
Even like right before it's transformed, like teleporting and boom. Oh, I wanted to mention too, when they teleport back into the room too, the first thing you see coming out of the blob is the Hiyuki's fire bursting out of it.
I love how now they're just fighting on the stage and the audience is still just sitting there, and like the Kabunami is just sitting there. It's like he's the only one left. There's no one else in there. Just jump this guy and take the sword.
You see it popping out.
And why are these people just still sitting here being like...
Yeah, I'd be gone.
Especially knowing what the Shinuichi can do. I'm sure everyone there who came here for the Shinuichi knows something about what it can do.
At the very least, in this chapter, they should be running. When they see the black stuff spreading and brooding into people and shit, I'd be running.
Did some of the flame bone power go into the audience and blow people up?
Yeah, sure did. And grenades.
Oh yeah, the grenade, yeah.
The grenades too. For like the greatest panel of the year.
I love how Mr. Shiba just comes in and just like, yo, what's going on? He
sits down.
He just sits down next to Hakurei.
I mean, everyone's so cool. It's like an action movie.
Yes.
Still, best panel of the year. Fucking Hakurei sitting there as he's teleporting the grenades into the audience.
All calm, his eyes are closed, and he's just like focusing.
Mm-hmm. So good.
There's going to be a lot of good items lost with the storehouse because they ain't taking the items out. They're just trying to take the people out. So who knows what he's been accumulating in there?
Oh, yeah. That's like millions.
Sad day, but you know,
it's a good day.
What happens when you fuck around?
He's a human trafficker. It's a good day.
Well, no, good day.
Oh, yeah, bad day for him.
The items, I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
People I would like to... The pirate in me is like, yo, Mabute, give it to me. Give me the artifacts.
I can take a few things in my shirt real quick.
Right, just stuff your pockets with something, anything.
Excuse me.
Here. But yes, good chapter.
Yes. Always.
Astro Baby.
Astro Baby. That is what is... Yes.
I fucking called it. That one of those two girls would just die.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least one of them, anyway.
I had such a false sense of security. All of the saves had me feeling really safe.
Yeah, they pulled off a few good saves with the gun in the mouth to block the bite. Bullets did nothing.
Straight up shooting him the first. They were doing good.
See, I don't think this is Chips, though. I think he thinks it's Chips, but I feel like Chips would be not so animalistic here and actually be more focused on Abby and Billy than trying to ignore them and go after the girls.
Yeah, and weren't they extensions of Chips when it was Chips? Like, weren't they talking like Chips?
Well, he was talking through them because you're sitting in the taxi as if he controls them remotely.
This doesn't sound like Chips.
No.
He says it. You're right.
Yeah, because Billy's like, this vibe is definitely Chips, and I'm like, I don't think that it is. I mean, maybe it's like a Cobler that Chips made.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like maybe he didn't use the regular method.
Yes.
I also... Fuck if I know.
Like, is it like a zombie type disease that like Chips can make more that aren't specifically versions of him, but at the same time he makes versions of him? It's weird. I don't know. Because the Cobra disease spreads.
Yeah.
So maybe these are people he spread to. I don't know.
Well, it clearly spreads because this guy made more too.
Yeah, he made 2, 3 of them.
Yeah, it looks like 2 more beyond himself.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the scariest chapter in a while, though, too. Some of these shots are really scary. After they shoot him and he gets back up, I knew he'd get back up, but like that's such a good shot.
But it also answered my other question. I'm like, yo, there's mad people outside. Why don't you just call him in, but they're like, oh, he's got the train conductor too, so train's moving.
Yeah,
so there is a fourth one. And the dude driving the train.
That fucking... He grabs her as they're falling and the train moving.
Oh, yes.
And then he goes to the shot of him smiling. Ugh.
Creepy.
Ugh.
And then just goes to take a bite, gets the gun in the mouth, then they shoot the fuck out of him, and it does dick all.
I was hoping the flurry would at least do something, but nope.
Right? But nope, he just tanks that shit.
Eats the gun.
Yeah.
Bites right through that bitch.
Through it.
And then bites right into her. The bubbly one, the cute one.
Sarah.
That's the hardest. That's the part that I really lingered on, is that she lets out a little ah.
Yeah. That's a definitive yes.
I'm dying.
Dying, yeah. She was just bit too, so she either dies or becomes a cobra as well.
Yeah. My bet's on just dies.
Yeah, because not necessarily with the blood loss, but I mean, that's a huge chunk he just took out of her neck. And
it's just literally just like one taps Billy, rocks his fucking head,
the palm up to the chin,
making him look like Nobara up in here,
mm-hmm.
and laughing at him. Though this part does kind of sound like Chips. You break your back for these shows of bravado.
But at the same time, just, I don't know.
It still doesn't strike me. All the cuties talk. That doesn't sound like Chips at all. And then, I don't know, I started blasting.
Right?
And then Billy freaking out.
Yeah, about how he's not able to protect anyone at this point, and then the ghost of Grandpa
laying up that ciggy. Don't get cold feet, boy. You're fully prepared, little Billy.
Little Billy Butcher.
Little Billy. Grandpa's the fucking coolest. Look at that
really
sleeve.
Is, dude. He's just...
The way he lights that up in the darkness. Oh.
The author's probably like, yo, I should make this character a main character. But then he was like, oh, wait a minute. This sleeve tattoo would be a pain in the dick to keep drawn all the time. So I'll only do it for cool moments like this.
That is really fucking dope, though.
So hopefully Billy does some badass shit next chapter.
It's really set up for some badass shit.
Because, I mean, he's still a trained soldier.
And we haven't really got to see him show that off yet.
Yeah, exactly. Other than his stamina and being able to carry that girl out of the hospital.
Boo.
That's about it. He hasn't done much of anything else. So hopefully he can do something else.
Yeah, I'm hoping he beats out. Show us what Grandpa taught you.
Pull a fucking...
John Wick out.
No, well, yeah, but I was saying more the... I don't know his name, but the dude from Parasite. The one that has the alien.
Shinichi.
Yeah, Shinichi. Is that it?
Migi's the thing in his hand. But every time I think of Parasite, I think of the dub voice actor for Migi talking to the main character. Shinichi.
So it's always... Because they have... Abby's obviously a separate entity. He's not infecting his body. I mean, he did use his body.
It's so good.
But...
Babyface.
I'd like to see some stuff like that.
I don't want him to go all body horror out. I hate that. Save that for the bad guys. I already have to see enough of it with the bad guys. That's why I don't watch Parasite. It's gross. I don't even mind gore stuff as much, but just like the fact that they're like cutting people up with their face.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Netflix adaptations, I mean, Netflix has been doing pretty good with their anime lately.
I'm not sure if making it more realistic is the answer to the problem.
No, I'm just the thing.
Absolutely.
They nailed One Piece. They nailed Parasite.
They didn't nail Yu Yu Hakusho.
They did not at all. And there was another one that just recently came out too. That was right, or am I just not?
I'm literally doing the math meme and not thinking about what I'm trying to think about.
You know what they? I mean, they'd probably
Cowboy Bebop.
No, but people said that it wasn't so good.
No.
You know what they should start doing is like, you know, animes would be perfect to make, but they'd still find a way to fuck up. Like, do Slam Dunk or Blue Lock or Haikyuu. Do a
Blue Lock
sports
would come out so dumb. I could see it now.
I feel like, I mean, you just got to get
the best wigs in the universe.
Oh yeah, the hairstyle.
The absolute greatest wigs you've ever seen in your entire life.
You're right. But
what's his face?
They just need to land the ego.
I've been too far away. I'm forgetting some of the names. The fast redhead one.
Yeah, it's just long red hair, but at the same
It
time,
looks so bad.
They couldn't get Kurama right in fucking Yu Yu Hakusho. They're definitely not getting him right.
I bet they used the exact same wig as they did for Kurama, because they just put his hair down. They didn't do anything that Kurama does.
They just need to talk to the fucking House of the Dragons people and be like, yo, what wigs do you use? Let us use them. Because everyone in House of the Dragon wears a fucking wig. All of them.
It's the colors, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, you just dye the fucking colors. You just don't make it so bright. Make it more of a... There's color palettes to choose from. It should not be that bad when you put the wig on and you see the character and you're like, you know what? This ain't working. Let's try a different red. Or, you know what? Let's add a little brighter, a little less. So, you know, fuck with it for a little bit. Get the colors right, people. It's not that hard.
I can just see it with, like, the way anime movies are or TV shows are usually filmed. I could just see how cheesy Blue Lock would come out.
Yeah, you're right. Probably would. Like I said, they'd find a way to fuck it up.
They would.
Well, like Slam Dunk, too. Same thing. It's like, it's a basketball movie. How do you fuck that up? They'd fuck up the drama somehow.
I still want to do, like, I don't want to execute the person, but I want to do a lot of those, like, humiliation ritual things to the person who decided to adapt Full Metal Alchemist into live action.
That was so horrid.
What a horrible pitch. Why would you pick the one that you have a full animated suit of armor that you have to constantly animate every scene?
Yeah.
But even the outfits looked like crap. But, like...
The gluttony.
Ugh, the whole thing looked terrible. And they should have saw it coming. They should have saw it a mile away. They just said, Full Metal Alchemist, let me Google image this really quick. Oh, we can't do this.
The Samurai X / Rurouni Kenshin ones are good. The 3 movies.
Oh, I bet.
Those are good.
Bleach was another really bad pitch.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it. That was an older one, too.
And start with hollows. Like, we want to animate all these hollows. But, to be fair, that's probably for the best. I do not want a live-action adaptation of the Soul Society. My eyes would burn out of my sockets at how bright and white that shit is.
It is. Everything is white.
It is light mode. That would look so bad live action.
I feel like they're trying to make his live-action Naruto. That'd be terrible. But
that would be awful. That red jumpsuit.
Orange.
Death Note orange. I said red. What the fuck? I need a humiliation ritual. I'm so sad they fucked up Death Note, because that was like the most doable live action adaptation ever.
There's a live action Naruto film. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Is the same director.
Yeah.
You made yourself sound awful. There's a new Naruto movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the...
Yes. The Marvel movie, Shang-Chi, the director that did that is doing the Naruto live-action movie. The director, Dustin Daniel
Cretton.
To
be fair, I heard good things about the martial arts parts of that movie.
Tom Holland will be Naruto.
I just like threw up internally. Like I cringed.
Tom Holland Naruto confirmed. I'm sorry, Tom, but that is not a good role for you, bud.
Man. Out of actual known actors, I don't know if there's anyone else I would shoot out a name for. He's at least a small person. He's a pretty small guy. He kind of has the face and chin for it. I don't know if anything out of his mouth will sound like Naruto, though. If he hits me with a believe it, I'll die in the theater. I'll just die. My soul will leave my body. It'll be like Padme.
See, I don't know, though. Because, see, so this is 3 years ago on Reddit. People are asking about it. Up here, this one is saying, I don't know who this guy is.
Oaks Fegley, which sounds like the fakest name I've ever heard. I'm sorry if that's offensive to a culture, but that is the fakest of fake names.
Known for Pete's Dragon, the Goldfinch, and the War with Grandpa. Saying would be perfect role, but the very first option. But again, it's TikTok though, so I don't fucking trust that for shit. Follow up with the source. Tom Holland will be Naruto Uzumaki in the new movie, and we have official source right here.
Geo. Who the fuck is Geo?
Exactly.
I know a One Piece account with that name that's an absolute dumbass. And you know what? The fact I know other dumbasses on these links on Twitter that are coming up right now bodes badly.
Yeah, so hopefully that's not
like,
true.
Kareem is not a good source for anything.
So hopefully for everybody and everything, I mean, no offense to Tom Holland.
Again,
actor, but...
I can't spit out a name that I think would fit it better. It'd have to be an unknown, because I can't think of somebody for that. You'd have to do an old-ass man.
That's the thing, though.
Believe it.
You don't always have to get a big name.
Yeah, you don't.
The best roles for certain things have always been new upstart people. Like,
not always.
Not always, but like, it just seems to work better when you... Because if you're going to get somebody that's
I think of like
famous,
every Tarantino movie. He just uses the same famous people every movie. Yes. And they're bangers.
But that's not everybody.
No, it's not everybody. And there's no one size fits all either. But like Uma Thurman's a big name. And Kill Bill's like one of the best movies ever, in my opinion.
Is she though? Because like I can't name anything else she's in.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay, but as in... Yeah, but that's Quentin Tarantino.
It is also Tarantino. So
non-Tarantino films, what else is she in that's big?
I actually don't know, to be fair. But I mean, I could list off the other ones he uses, like fucking Brad Pitt, Sammy J, John Travolta. Not that I like Travolta, but I like those movies.
But, I mean, I'm not somebody to talk to about Tarantino, because I think all the movies are just okay.
I like Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill a lot, and Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're bad movies, but I don't think that they're the greatest movies of all time. Like a lot of Tarantino fans will say.
Inglourious Bastards is my favorite movie of all time.
I know it is. But...
Might have changed recently, too. I've watched a lot of bangers this past couple of years.
Well, I mean, it also doesn't help that the last couple of years has been really bad for movies.
Yeah. But this is when I watched all my bangers, though some of them didn't come out in that time. Like Parasite didn't.
Yeah, but
Everything Everywhere All at Once did.
Yes. And it actually, because I was playing poker when we watched that, and I just need to actually watch it. I've seen like
talking about laughing your ass off.
There was some scenes I turn around, dude. The fucking butt plug scene was fucking hilarious. When they're fighting over the butt plug, and then the dude just sits on it, or they're all trying to sit on it to trigger the next fucking whatever they call them.
Forgot jumps, maybe.
Yeah,
something.
But it was just fucking hilarious, that whole interaction.
There's so many funny scenes in there, too.
And then the Rock's talking. Obviously, I missed the majority of that because you have to read the entire thing. There's no sound.
Hot dog fingers.
Oh yes, that was. And then it turns out that I think it was the hot dog world that she's married to the tax lady.
Yep. Shoving their hot dog fingers in their mouth.
It's just wild and out of.
It's like that same perfect combination of Golden Kamuy of comedy and still really good story and being heartfelt.
Yeah.
That is the stuff of new favorite movies, honestly. It really could be. If I gotta sit and meditate under a waterfall on what my favorite movie is now. I understand not thinking they're not all that. To be honest, I think it's really good shots and dialogue. But like when you step back from a Tarantino movie and look at like the journey, you don't really walk that far, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like even in Pulp Fiction, you don't even see what's in the suitcase. There's really no message to it or anything like that. Well, it's like a set piece to set piece.
The story behind what's in the suitcase, I think, can be applicated to many things in like other stories and like manga and other things, that sometimes the mystery element should remain the mystery element. If you found out what was in that suitcase and it wasn't what you were thinking the whole time, you're going to be disappointed. So it makes it better that you don't ever know what's in the suitcase. And Tarantino himself has said in interviews that he's whatever is what you think is in the suitcase is what's in the suitcase.
Think about Pulp Fiction more than me. Oh.
I guess so. I mean, I think Django Unchained's his best film.
I actually haven't seen Django Unchained, to be honest.
But I just don't like Kill Bill at all.
I love Kill Bill.
I don't like it. And Pulp Fiction, I've actually not seen in one sitting. I've caught a glimpse of it. I've seen scenes online for it, but I've never seen the movie start to finish.
Like, of any movie to catch clips of, that's like a really easy movie to catch clips of.
I didn't know that the Samuel L. Jackson and
John
Travolta characters was in the same Tarantino movie that the other guy, Bruce Willis. I didn't know Bruce Willis and the other black guy, that those were both Pulp Fiction. I thought that the Bruce Willis thing was in a different
movie. And to be fair, I don't blame you. It looks like a completely different movie even watching the movie.
Because isn't John Travolta's character in like 2 scenes with... Because he gets shot because of the toaster.
Yeah.
John Travolta's character. And then he's in the bar at the beginning-ish of the movie.
Yeah,
that's the beginning.
And towards the end. Like, it starts in there and jumps around a bunch, and you get back to there where this one couple tries to rob the place while they have the suitcase there.
Yes.
Which I always remember that scene.
Yeah.
Because the version I have of the song Miserlou, that guitar song, that da-na-na-na-na is on Guitar Hero. My version of it came from the Pulp Fiction soundtrack, so it always played part of that scene first, where she like tells everyone to get down, and she says, "I'll shoot every last mother one of ya," and then just starts the song.
Be cool. Tell your girl to be cool. What's her name? I forget her name, but it's like, be cool. But I don't know. I'm just not. They're just okay. Inglourious Bastards. I saw it with you. No, I saw that in theaters, actually.
Nice. I also saw it in theaters. But then I watched it like a billion more times.
I've seen it with you at least once, and it's good. It's okay.
I love it.
But not something I'll probably ever watch again. Start to finish. Sorry to say.
I watched it again within the last 3 years. I like it a lot for just like in this, like the tense scenes where they're talking and there's just the looming danger. Yeah. Mostly when the girl that got away from the Nazis talking to the Nazi at that dinner always comes to mind.
I do like that dinner where he says, look, because he gets caught by saying
that one
3
too
instead of 3. And then I like the very end when he's like, I'm going to give you something you can't take off.
Yeah, and he gives him the swastika.
Yeah.
I also like when she's at dinner with the Nazi, he's like, wait for the creme. You must wait for the creme. You can't eat yet.
I do love that actor.
He's so good.
Because he's Django Unchained too. He speaks like 4 or 5 languages too, which is why he's perfect for that role, because he actually speaks German and Italian,
he's
English,
fantastic.
And I'm pretty sure he speaks like at least one other language.
Pretty sure he's the only one that won an award for that movie too.
He's a good actor.
He is.
But yeah.
We still have 2 manga to talk about.
Dandadan.
And Kaiju. Dandadan.
We always say that Dandadan's the best, and it always seems to be the one that we put off most of the time to other episodes.
Well, it used to be because I had to read it on the fucking browser.
No longer do we need to go to the arcane ways.
So good. Thank you, Shonen Jump, for giving me what I pay you for.
I still would need to use the browser app, though, if I want to continue to read Ayakashi Triangle, and Free Ren is also on the...
Oh, I said, do you wish to read more Ayakashi Triangle?
I do, because that's just who my inner soul is, the pervert, and that's the kind of things that I read.
Could you not be better served elsewhere?
Probably. But like I said, I'm a pervert.
I think the way you are being served better elsewhere is why you're not reading more of it.
Probably, yeah.
But D.
Dandadan, din din don.
We like start in the exact same pose we ended off in.
Yes, literally just the back side of the same panel.
I think it's very hilariously convenient, because it's obviously on purpose, that fucking Ken running into Saint Germain while he doesn't have his whole face.
Yes.
In fact, he doesn't have his most defining feature of his face.
His face.
His face.
Searching Kura. Ah, faceless monster.
But I also love that the Serpo was like on point immediately. It was just like,
oh shit, you're Count Saint Germain.
What are you doing here?
Yes. I'm afraid I do not know you, sir. See, Saint Germain is mad weird because he's super polite in this. And he's just so on.
Perhaps we met at another time.
Class rep still has her mouth gone, which I thought she got it back, but maybe it was restolen.
I love that little post. She's like, yeah, I'm over here.
Waving because I can't make any noise. And then the cop looking for Zuma.
This is like up there with like my panels of the year, because again, it's that Fujimoto like movie-esque shots here out, you know, when the cop running to Zuma onward.
Yes.
It's just so cinematic and gets me right in my fucking feelings, man. The way he just knows how to just use subtle face changes, just like Fujimoto. Him looking at his little bro, this bro smiling, him giving a little smile back for like the first time, like...
Yes, and then...
Since he went berserk.
And then saying bye-bye. As soon as they turned and waved and said bye, I was like, okay, Zuma's good. He's good.
He is good.
And then the next page, this is what I was talking about when you said earlier. It's like the 4 full-page panels going down of just like showing his emotion, change in emotion until he turns around and walks away back to life.
It's so Fujimoto-esque and beautiful. It's also just so beautiful. Like, giving that full page to his family there, too. Ugh. And right to that. Right to him waking up. Tears coming out of his eyes. Spittle coming up.
Go.
The cop resuscitating him.
So good. Fucking blood everywhere on both of them. And then right back into the action with fucking the rest of these people. See, it's just Saint Germain. It's just like...
You're already with Saint Germain. Yep.
So weird.
Sir Takakura, can you use your power?
This guy knows I have power. And then he's just like, I love this transformation too. Yes,
I saw this spoiled for me.
Oh, damn it.
I did.
That panel of when he... See, I like the first... close the episode. Fucked up.
The first where it started?
When he starts and his mouth is all bleeding and shit. Because he's like, it doesn't matter what happens to my body. If it's for Momo, I can keep going.
I also like how he doesn't have eyes. He goes, marvelous.
He sees more with more than just eyes.
Sir Serpo, the eye. This is I thought this was the funniest thing. What is the hourly rate? I'll consider that later.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, he's so fucking polite. It's all sirs every single time he addresses them.
Just throw you off. And Ken's just so much more animalistic this time. Like, look at him right there. He's down on all fours and just like going at it.
And then Zuma joining back in too, starting to form an umbrella.
Yes. For one last cannon shot, and this fucking yokai just trying again to just get in Zuma's head, and he's just like, how could I hate a mother like that? who just tried her best. And then see, look, the animalistic parts of Ken, this whole fucking chapter is so good.
It's from Momo-chan.
I can go even further beyond Plus Ultra.
That fucking spread, baby.
Oh, it's so good.
The king of spreads.
Is this the only one this chapter, or did we get 2 double page spreads like usual?
So fed. 2 fed.
Yep, 2 fed. There's only 1 double page. Here I am complaining. Only 1 double page spread? What is this?
The Zuma pages were just so good, though.
Yeah, I mean, dude, how does he draw this on a weekly basis this far into the series, too? You know what I mean? 162 chapters in, and his
barely any
artwork,
breaks.
Barely ever any
Less breaks than are afforded to all of the most popular Shonen Jump authors.
I'm just so excited for the anime to like really shed light onto this anime.
The style looks so good for it too. It's exactly what I was saying about like Tower God Season 1. I just like a nice like
different style.
Yeah, Mob Psycho in general too was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it just sucks about Tower God. Now it's just going to just the standardized anime formula.
Standard lighting.
Yeah, instead of Season 1 of Tower God was just so different, and I liked it. So I like
it. It reminded me of Frankie King's too, like a storybook. It just looked really. Those ones really jump out to me lately. As ones where they kind of run with the style.
Yeah, I just like when animators go and try new things.
Passion projects.
Yeah, or just like step outside the realm of normal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm also so sad everyone bitching about the Chainsaw Man adaptation. I'm telling you, like, Season 2, it's going to get so much more standard anime. I can feel it in my bones.
So what happened to Mushoku Tensei? Season 1 of Mushoku Tensei is, like, visually stunning at
I would give it that same praise, because I've seen pictures and GIFs and
then Season
clips.
2 is just standardized
Standard lighting.
Yeah, standard animation. It's like, that's why One Piece is going fucking ham right now. Every other episode.
Because they decided to actually be artists again.
Well, because there's so many different animators that are working on it. So it's like each one of these fights is by a different person. It's not one studio. It's like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean the drastic change. Because there was a shift in Toei where they decided to start putting effort into One Piece anime.
Yeah, they're like, shit.
Because that doesn't just come from getting good animators. That comes from giving the animators you have room to be creative.
Yes. I did finally see the Shanks episode versus Kid.
Right?
It was really good. But the Shanks fucking fanboys are out in mass right
now. I know. It's bleeding into my fucking feeds.
Like, they're saying it's the best episode of One Piece ever. And I was like, no, it's
not. You like one post about Mihawk and suddenly it's all Shanks and Mihawk in my feed.
But it's just so... First off, neither one of the 2 episodes deserve to be in the spot. But I don't know. Actually, I think it's just 2024. But the highest rated episode was this of the year. I think it was the year, because it can't be of all time. There's just no way. Of the year was that Shanks episode. It got like a 9.9 or 9.8 or whatever. But then the Demon Slayer people got upset about that. So they went back to review their episode of the last episode of the series to beat out One Piece to get it higher or whatever. So,
what great, accurate metrics for how good things are.
But then because I saw a bunch of posts about that, now I saw that apparently, just with overall ratings, One Piece is the highest rated show in the world. I bet
there's manipulation there too. Yeah, there absolutely was a manipulation.
Well, because it's the same thing. Because I'm like, okay, well, first off, you're taking averages, which might actually hurt One Piece, but it's like you got a lot of fans that are going in there putting every episode at a 10 when it's not. So it's like, because the post that said it then listed all of the top like 10 or whatever with that. One Piece was the top, The Boys was on the list, House of the Dragons, and it was like, all right, I was like, okay, but like the House of Dragons has like 5 episodes right now. So does The Boys, and who's really rating these things?
Is The Boys only 4 or 5? I think they're way deep now.
I mean, okay, maybe 6. Either way, the season.
No, I think it ended.
Oh, because then there's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't think it. Oh, maybe it did because I saw one scene that and like it. That's not a scene you put at the end of an episode and not build upon.
Yeah, 8-episode run.
Okay. But it's just like one of those things that I'm like...
I'm pretty sure cool, I saw Kojima tweeting about the boys.
I'm like, yeah, but it's like... ratings doesn't mean something's good. That just means the fan base was collectively throwing 10 scores at something.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing that happened with when season 3 of Kaguya-sama came out, and it got the highest anime rated on MAL, and then all of the Full Metal Alchemist fans did not like that, so they went back to make sure that it got voted up more. And I'm like, it's just because it's new. Just like Oshinoko's episode 1 got fucking a gazillion out of 10 ratings, but then you just give it 3 months and those ratings go down because then
because the people that weren't guaranteed to like it start going, man, I'm out of stuff to watch. People liked Oshinoko. Ooh, this isn't for me.
Well, not only that, just anything, like everything that immediately comes out is super popular and gets super really high rated, but then those ratings mellow out and average out to where it actually should have been. So everything super popular is always going to be highly rated at the beginning. Because I see that with everything.
For the ratings to go down, people would actually have to rate it lower.
Well, more people would be rating it. So the only people that were watching Oshinoko on day one were Oshinoko fans that knew about it coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no shit. But then at the same time, because it was based on the season, so everyone that loved episode 1, because episode 1 is like crazy.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the season is a lot mellower of a pace. It's not to the same like
level
of like.
So people start swapping down to 7s and 6s.
It's like, okay, so you put episode 10 at episode 1 at a 10, but then episode 2 at a 7.
And then unreasonable people hear about what happens in the manga and they change their ratings.
Or things that are alleged in the manga.
Alleged in the manga, yeah. I've heard anything since then too.
But either way, ratings happen. Popularity and ratings don't necessarily dictate what is good or bad anyway. No. It's just popularity poll. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
I would just go by viewership, honestly. Viewership of full season. Like, how much retention did it have? Especially with stuff this deep in. Like, no one's just jumping into season 4 of The Boys or these episodes of One Piece.
Because you got to think, if something... I mean, even like... Take Demon Slayer and JJK and One Piece and fucking even Oshinoko and all these top tier or super popular animes. They're not popular because they're bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously something that's getting millions and millions of views must be getting
this
millions
is a
and millions of views
here.
For a reason. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like in that metric, it's like, yeah, it must be good if millions of people are watching it or good enough to be warranted to watch. But then at the same time...
That's some thin ice. There's some thin ice there. I don't think everything watched by millions and millions of people is good.
Good in the sense that it's not objectively bad. Like, what is why? What you...
You have to give me a long time to think on this, so this is like a philosophical quandary to me.
Because I could sit here and say that I hate the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is the most watched event in the U.S. anyway, but that doesn't mean it, by me saying it's bad, it is bad.
Those numbers are inflated too because people, the stupid fucking commercial competition extravaganza.
Yes, and some people watched only the Super Bowl because it's like a traditional thing. It's not like people
gambling on it.
But at the same time, football's huge in the U.S. anyway. So
gotta hate football. Let's get off sports.
Yeah, seriously, it's not.
No, I'd have to think way too long on this. I'm going to be thinking all week about this. Because collective belief is such bullshit.
It is. But at the same time, you got to think
some of the things that come to my mind I haven't actually watched, so I don't even want to say.
I think that it's at least a good metric to just throw out there. It's not one to stand by it, but you're like, okay, if 100 million people all watch this and all said it's good, then it's at least good enough for me to look into to see that it's good. Like, you're not going to see something that...
See, watch and say it's good is a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying this whole time. It's like...
well, yeah, no, that's still something else.
Because there's plenty of things that millions of people have watched and said are good that I may have said, okay, I disagree. You know what I mean?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yes. But that doesn't mean Kill Bill is bad. It just means I don't like Kill Bill.
My brain keeps going to Avatar, but I know it's like this blockbuster movie with all these great effects, and I can't deny it looks... Yeah, Blue People. I can't deny it looks beautiful.
I love that movie. The first one. The second one kind of...
Like I said, I haven't even watched it.
It's a good movie. You know what made that movie so good, though? Because if you were to watch that movie today, the first one, you'd be like, oh, this movie was made a year ago. But no, it was made 15 years ago. When that movie came out, it was decades ahead of everybody, a decade ahead of everybody else in visuals. When you actually see it, and you're like, holy fuck, this was made in 2010 or sooner. I don't know. It was around that time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you look at it, and it's like, this is the same level of, like, CGI or computer animation that, like, Endgame and that era of movies, like, modern era movies, what they did. But then you look at the
I'd actually be willing to bet money that Avatar looks better than Endgame. Even though I'm of the position of not thinking it's worth the hype, I still think probably.
Endgame looks visually stunning. Can't deny that part. You could say that it's not that good, but...
I haven't even watched, like, clips or anything.
Infinity War is better, but Endgame's still good. It's just that Infinity War is better because the whole movie is an action movie. Infinity War is a lot of build up to the final climax. That the final climax is just this huge, big ass battle, but there's nothing going on.
Just something really makes me want to bet on that director over Endgame's director. Not even like a shit on them sort of thing, and actually like a neck and neck competition sort of thing.
Well, you gotta also think too that James Cameron is the one that made Avatar.
There we go. In my mind, kept wanting to say Michael Bay. I'm like, I know that's not it. Stop it. Stupid.
But yeah, I mean, I still think that that's a good, like, not... I'm failing to find the words. It's kind of like a casual metric to look at. You're like, okay, 100 million people have watched this. 100 million people have said that it's good. Then it must have at least some good values of it that...
That's what I'm saying, too. There's at least values of it that are good.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, for me, Kill Bill. For you, obviously Endgame, but at the same time,
Avatar.
Endgame
Avatar's my cross to burn. I have no cross against Endgame. I just was betting that James Cameron has better visuals than Marvel did.
Marvel, well,
that's again. This isn't even to put Marvel down.
No, I get it.
It's more to put James Cameron up, even though I'm saying I don't think Avatar is all that.
Well, when you watch Avatar and look at it objectively for a story base, it's mid.
That's my problem. That's what's always stopped me from watching it. Is it's Pocahontas with really nice CGI.
It's the Demon Slayer of Hollywood.
That's why I can't bring myself to do it.
Then do it, yeah.
That's my cross to burn.
And I heard it a lot too. Is he took him 15 years to make the second one, and he plans this like from when the first one came out. He had 5 movies planned. Everything
that came out after Avatar's huge success made me want to watch Avatar less. From like how many movies he had deals for to I think sometime I don't know when in the Way of Water hype cycle it was, where he's like, oh yeah, we're filming multiple at the same time, we're just going to drop them with a delay. But I think they changed that plan entirely.
That's what Endgame did. And Infinity War, I'm pretty sure they filmed both of those back to back.
I think
because they came out way too close to each other. It was 1 year apart. There's no way they spent a year on all of Endgame.
I think making like 6 Avatar movies is going to spawn the most disgustingly normie extended universe the world has ever seen.
Lord of the Rings did that. They filmed all 3 of them before they were released, and they were released 1 year apart from each other.
I didn't know that. It makes sense though, because they're all like way out in like fucking New Zealand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably didn't want to have to come back to New Zealand, even though it's beautiful and wonderful.
Super windy though.
I bet. They're very small coastal country. Well, not very small, but compared to their neighbor,
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Save kaiju for next time.
Yes, and we'll have you read Spy Family as well, so we can talk about that and finish up that.
We'll have Chainsaw Man and probably JJK.
I assume so, yeah. And other goodies on the way.
Probably
KaguraBachi.
Those things.
These
same things.
Yes, the same things.
And I'll have finished Doom Patrol by then.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll finish or start or... The future shall see what is...
Watch more Undead Unluck.
I'll do my best.
That should be the nearest one. I'm dying for it, bruh.
I'll do my best. I'll try.
Do your best.
It's on Hulu, though, so it's not one of those apps that I'm going to go to and be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Open Hulu and be like, oh, yeah, it's right there. You know. But anyway.
Weak excuses.
Yes, true. It is true. But Dukes of Weebdub.
Dukes of Weebdub.
Episode 70. See you guys next week.
Peace.